Hi guys, welcome to week 2 of the 21-day reset. So you've gotten through week 1. I'm so proud of you guys. So many wins. Think about the things that you've done. That's what you want to focus on as you enter week 2. Now week 2 is where we get down and dirty with the macros. So you've customized your macros in the app. On week 2 or during week 2, we want to really start tracking and we want to really get pretty darn close to our macronutrient ratio. Now, during the 21-day reset, our macro programming is going to be pretty aggressive because we're trying to make sure you get amazing results in the 21 days. So, I'm going to talk about what the macro cycle is during our 21 days. Mondays and Tuesdays, you have what we call low carb days. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, you have regular macros. On Friday, we go to a low macro day. And then Saturday, we go to regular macro with a treat. And then Sunday is low macro. If you've done my 6-week programming, it's a little bit different. This is definitely much more aggressive. Why are we doing an aggressive macro cycle? Because we want you to know that you're going to get amazing results if you follow the plan for the next 21 days. Let's talk about number 1, what macronutrients are. So, your body needs 3 macronutrients in order to function properly. Your body needs carbohydrates, that's a macronutrient. Your body needs protein, that's a macronutrient. Your body needs fat. Those are the 3 macronutrients we're focusing on. Alcohol is a 4th, but it offers no real nutrition, so we're not even going to talk about it. To be honest with you, during the 21 days, I would eliminate alcohol as much as I possibly could. You can add it back in later. But carbohydrates, protein, and fat. When you went into the app in the first week of this program, your app customized your macronutrients for you. And then it used that macro cycle I just talked about. On Mondays and Tuesdays, it lowered your net carbs down to 50 because we're doing low carb cycling. On Wednesday and Thursday, it took it to regular macros. On Friday, it took it down to low macro, which is taking away 25% of your calories to make sure you get results. Saturday is regular macros with a treat, and then Sunday, we're back to low macro day. It's an aggressive cycle, but it's a cycle that's going to work for you. So how do you track? Let's go to the app. So go to your phone, wherever you have the app loaded, iPad, whatever. You're going to hit the app. And then you're going to go to the home screen. So everybody go to the home screen. Down at the bottom of your screen, the second icon over is a knife and fork. Let's hit that. When you hit that, this is how you track your food. It says add food. I want you to hit add food. You have 7 different ways to track your macros, to track your food. All your food has macronutrients in it. A piece of steak, a piece of chicken. It's going to have some carbs. It's going to have some protein. It's going to have some fat. How you track it is dependent upon these 7 different ways. If you're using a faster way recipe, you could track it using that. My items is the second one down. If you have certain foods you eat all the time, I'm notorious for eating oat bran in the morning with whey protein, so I have that recipe in the app ready to use because it's something I constantly use. I could text search. That's the third one down. So you could manually go into the app and you could type in chicken, and then you have lots of different options. Chicken breast, chicken thigh, chicken leg, etc. You could scan a barcode. That's number 4. You could do a quick add. So let's say you're at someone's house and you're eating something, you see the label there and it says it has 21 grams of protein, 3 carbs, and 10 grams of fat. You could quickly go in and add that food item. Now, I want to talk about the 2 at the very bottom. These are what I'd really like you to use. These are using artificial intelligence, and they're the quickest way to add your food and track it. So let's hit voice logging. Voice logging is where you speak into the phone, you tell your phone or artificial intelligence what's on your plate. But listen to how specific I am when I use this as my tracker. I'm going to hit start listening. I have 4 ounces chicken breast, a half cup of quinoa, 1 cup blueberries, 1 cup mixed greens, 3 almonds, 1 tablespoon olive oil. I then hit stop listening. Artificial intelligence is going to town. It's going to list all of those items for me. It just listed them all. I'm going to double check them. I have a country accent. Sometimes it doesn't understand my accent. But I'm going to go through and make sure I got all the items. It did. And then I'm going to hit log. Add to my food log. I just tracked my macros. That's how easy this can be now that artificial intelligence is a choice. So I would use that. But you noted how specific I was. I can't just talk to the app and say I have a tuna fish sandwich. You need to be very specific like I was. If I had a tuna fish sandwich, I would have to speak like this. I have 2 pieces of Ezekiel bread, 1 can albacore tuna in water, 1 tablespoon of mustard, a quarter of an avocado, 1 cup of lettuce. Hit. So you need to be very specific if you're using artificial intelligence and using the voice logging. Now, you also have I could add food and use photo logging. That's another way to use artificial intelligence. So I'm going to hit photo log. You simply take a picture of your plate. Now, don't hide any food under your chicken or rice. It needs to be able to see everything on your plate. Hit the capture, take the picture of it, and then it will feed you back what is on your plate. It's pretty darn on and it's pretty darn amazing. But again, it needs to see your food items. So if you're using that, it needs to be the plate the food is separated and it can see it. I've used it in restaurants and it's gotten it right on. So I would use artificial intelligence, voice logging or photo logging to quicken it up. That's a great way to get your tracking going. Now, if there's one macronutrient you want to hit every day, it is the protein. So if you're someone who came into this program and you were a low protein eater, most people are, most women under 50 are getting 50 to 60 grams of protein. Guys, you want to be double that at least. I start everyone out at least 100 grams of protein. So your app probably gave you, sometimes if you're a smaller stature person, it might have given you 90 grams, which is pretty close to 100. But I want you hitting the protein absolutely, positively, for sure. If you want to see your body change, hit that protein number. Get within 5 to 10 grams. During this second week of the program, I would aim to hit all my macronutrients, the protein, the carbohydrates, and the fats, within 5 to 10 grams each day. You're going to learn as you go. Tracking is knowledge. You're going to see, if you were somebody, for example, who's eating a lot of nuts and thinking that was a protein source, you're going to quickly learn that it's really a fat source. So make sure you're tracking as much as you can. I'm looking for you to do it 80% of the time. If you're off 20% of the time, okay. But I want you to get within the 5 to 10 grams. Knowledge is power. And when you have that knowledge, you're able to make better choices. You're going to learn so much from macro tracking. Do I expect you to do it for the rest of your life? No, but I got to tell you, if you do it for a bit, if you do it for a couple of months, you're going to get to the point where once you reach your goal, you're going to become an intuitive eater. You're going to know what 4 ounces of chicken is. You're going to know what your personal body needs in order for it to function and keep the goals that you want to attain. So intuitive eating is the ultimate goal, but you're going to have to put in some work to get there. It's just like learning any new skill. Let's say you want to learn to play the piano. You just don't get on the piano and start playing. You have to put some work in, right? You got to learn. You got to put in some time. That's what you're doing now. You're putting in the time to learn a skill that is going to be with you for the rest of your life. You guys know that for 2 weeks I went to Chile and visited my daughter. I did not track during those 2 weeks at all because it was memories over macros. When I got back, I went back to tracking. It was a tool I could pull out of my back pocket and use to get myself back on track. That's what I want for you. I want you to always have that tool in your back pocket, but I want you to spend the time to learn it. So before you say, I hate tracking, I don't want to do it, remember what you're going to learn from it. It's a life skill. Learn it. Spend the time these next, the rest of the 14 days learning to do it, because that skill will serve you forever. It is the one skill that can absolutely change the composition of your body. So make sure you are tracking this week. Make sure you're doing the workout videos with us, because during those videos, you will know that they are talking about all of these strategies, why we are doing what we are doing. If you have any questions, obviously I'm here for you. Week 2, we're focusing on the macro method. I want you tracking. I want you reaching out with any questions. You know I'm here for you. So let's get tracking.